So, hello, I'm Mindy, and I have the opportunity to share a story about how I met our teacher, spiritual master, Paramahamsa Vishwananda. I received, you might say, a few messages via prayer over 20 years ago. Quickly, I found myself studying Ayurveda, yoga, philosophy, and studying in India. And while I was there, I received a message that it's time to go to Mexico and get started. There wasn't a doubt in my mind or my being that that's what I was going to do. And so I finished my studies in India, had the opportunity to go visit my dear friend who was my roommate in India. Her name is Sumitra. And she was going to be visiting in Los Angeles with her spiritual teacher, with Paramahamsa Vishwananda. So I thought I was going to go to the spa with my dear friend. And I had the opportunity to have a private interview with Guru. He said, I'll meet you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And so I thought, okay, great. My friend said, be ready, because sometimes you go stupid. You kind of go blank when you're sitting in front of the teacher. So I had my question ready. But that next day at 3 o'clock, I knew he was recording. He was recording his first CD. So he was going to be busy. And the girls were going on a tour of Paramahamsa Yogananda's lake shrine and temple. So I opted to go with them. We had an extraordinary day, amazing stories, amazing places we visited. And the door opens to the elevator when we get into the hotel, or get into the lobby, and the hotel elevator opens. And there is Guru. And he looks down at me and says, where were you? And I turn white. I'm really sorry. I thought you were busy and, you had things going on, so I went with the girls. And he said, it's your duty to be there. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. When it was time for my interview, the moment that he walked in the door, you can't put words to the tsunami, the essence of love that overtook me and really has been within me and been growing ever since. It was, if there is a moment in time that can change your life, that was it. I told him that a month prior when I was in India, my heart spoke while I was in meditation, and I got a message that said, it's time to go to Mexico and get started. And I was going to Mexico the next week to look for a property to buy and begin an Ayurveda Panchakarma healing center. And he simply said, kind of looked up, and then he said, I'll come visit. So he's come to visit 3 times. And since that moment, his presence has been within me and been growing in the form of love and faith, devotion. I feel so blessed because it keeps growing. It grows when you have to do it on your own and find that strength to do it on your own. And then we're so blessed when we get to be in person with him. Just this last year with COVID, when I hadn't seen him for 2 years, I couldn't make better and I was frustrated. And one night I was in pain and I just prayed. I prayed from the depth of my being, said, I don't want to spend another 50 years like this. Please, from the depths of my heart, help me. And instantly I got a message to guide me to what to do. And then funny thing is that I woke up right when I got it. It was about 10 to 6 in the morning, which is kind of when I get up. And I got my day started. I have 2 small children, so got them ready for school. We got the homeschool going. They were off, and finally I saw my phone at about 10 in the morning. And he had sent me a message at 5 minutes to 6 that day. And I hadn't communicated with him for, 3 or 4 months. I don't communicate with him regularly, but it was right when I had prayed for some guidance. And he simply said, "How are you? Much love." And there was a call at about 6:05. He called a couple times. And I saw that, like I said, quite a few hours later. And I was so excited. My kids were on recess, so we called him, FaceTimed him, and we got to say hello. So he's always listening. He's there. And I had an issue with my children that was a bit scary. There was a scare with them. And I hadn't talked to Guru again for a few months. And I was telling my friends about this situation. They knew about it. I was filling in the details. And it was making me a little bit more like knocking me off my center. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna call Guru. I don't normally call him about things, I just pray. But I said, I'm gonna call him and just say, please, please look after us. Give us a little extra love and light right now as we ride through this situation. And I got in the car after dinner and I looked at my phone and he had sent a message right at the time when I said, I'm gonna call Guru. It was like at 7:45. And again, I hadn't communicated with him for a few months. And he says, how are you? How are the kids? Sending much love. And we're taken care of. We're blessed. We're all blessed when we surrender within to the intangible, when faith comes alive and faith grows. And we're so blessed because we get to be with our Guru in the tangible form. But when you live, an ocean away, you have to find that faith within. And he answers your prayers when you ask. So eternally in love, eternally grateful for him finding me, for caring for me, for caring for my children, because I know that they're always taken care of. They're sitting on each one of his legs in his lap, and he's hugging us all. Blessed.